Good morning, everyone. How are you today? It is May 4th, 2016, and I am Robin Link. Hello, everybody who's joining. I'm here with your energy forecast for, I'm checking out the dates, May 4th, 2016 to May 10th, 2016. And just a reminder, if you don't know who I am Robin Link. I'm a life coach. I'm a strategic interventionist, and so much more. But that is what I do. The creator of Spiritual Perfectionist Anonymous, which is a free Facebook group. Hello, everybody. It's a free Facebook group that where we all join together to support each other in letting go of our perfectionist tendencies. And I'm just here to support you in whatever way I can to help you, feel better now, right? So let me just adjust the camera a little bit. I'm trying a new setup, and okay, good enough is good enough. We're talking about letting go of being perfect, right? So I am going to not be perfect. So the energies for the upcoming week. First of all, Mercury retrograde. Some of you are getting hit with it, some of you aren't. Normally, I don't get bothered by it too much. I'm running into some experiences with internet problems and that kind of stuff. And so just if you're running into some mechanical issues and stuff, just know that when Mercury is in retrograde, it does have an effect on the geomagnetic fields and all of that. So it just creates an environment where, things like miscommunication and electronics and stuff like that can get, they can be affected. Period, the end, right? Okay, so let's get right into today's reading. Man, so the energy for the upcoming week is letting go. Letting go. Can you see that? I can't. I'm not used to the new setup yet. So, okay. How about not make my cleavage the queen of the show? So letting go. Letting go is such a big deal for all of us. We tend to go into that whole survival thing, and this isn't the first time we've spoken about letting go. Again, our minds know that we can survive with the way our lives are showing up currently, right? They know that we can survive everything that came in from the past, obviously, because we're still here. So we do have this tendency because how do I say this? In spite of the fact that we may have cleared, we may have cleansed, we may have let go of all these past pains, our brain still tries to help us by recreating these situations over and over again. And it may show up, with like a different face. So you may have the same relationship with 12 different people, right? And you just keep running into these same problems. And you want to let go of all that stuff, and you're trying and you're doing the inner work, and still it doesn't happen. So I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. The key to letting go is repetitiveness. It's continually showing your brain, the part of your brain that wants to keep you alive, not necessarily to thrive, that it's safe and that you can survive the new experience, which is something that's actually more supportive and something that will help you to grow and help you to expand and help you to have more fun. And yes, you will stay alive, right? So it's some of it takes willpower. Some of it, when you see in terms of people and relationships, when you see the same person show up again, even if they have a different face, it's stepping back and saying no fast. It's not, don't get into, why am I creating this again? There must be something wrong with me, blah, blah, blah. No, it's like, oh, look, here it is again. I get it. The only way it's going to stop is if I turn around and say no. Okay? That's it. No, I'm going to say no. Even though I'm afraid of this, that, and the other thing, I'm going to step back and I'm going to say no. I don't want this anymore. I have control over it and I'm going to say no. So that's certainly one way to let go. And of course, every single time you do that, you are creating new neural pathways in your brain so that it can see that you can survive. Okay? And I want to tell you something. And your brain, the part of your brain that tries to keep you alive, it doesn't care if you thrive. It doesn't care if you suffer. Its job, that particular part of it, its job is to keep you alive. Period. The end. That's it. Okay? Your heart is where you want to thrive. So what's the energy that is going to be supporting us this week? Forgiveness. And I love this in conjunction with the theme of letting go, right? Because forgiveness requires us to let go of habits. Forgiveness requires us to let go of our anger. Forgiveness requires us to let go of our need to be right and our resentments. And we don't always want to do that because we feel like if we let go of all that, we have validated the other person's truth and we're allowing them to continue to hurt us more. And that's not the case. The forgiveness is simply taking that emotional charge away from the situation. It's recognizing that it's over and done with, and it's recognizing that by revisiting it over and over and over again, you are continuing to give the original person, the person who hurt you, power over you. And you're continuing to let that person influence your life, which is exactly what you don't want. And in some aspects, you're allowing that person to be the architect of your life. Because now, as you continue to hold on to that anger and that resentment and the hurt and everything else, that influences everything that you do, every choice that you make. And it also increases the strength of that part of your brain that's trying to keep you to survive, keep you alive. It's continually telling it, yeah, this is horrible, but I survived. So give me more of that. Okay. So yeah, the forgiveness thing, there's so many different ways and so many different things to forgive. It starts with yourself. I'll tell you that. It starts with you forgiving yourself for incarnating into this world that has so much pain in it, choosing a life that has so much pain in it, right? Forgiving the people who were closest to you that you believe should have loved you better, more, differently. It's not easy. So I do a couple of different things like that with that. My one, I'm trying to So much is coming through at the same time. I'm sorry. Starting with yourself. When the fear comes up, or the resentment, or all of that, I just want you to imagine you in front of you, you standing in front of you, at whatever age you're feeling in that moment. Because a lot of times when we're hurt, even though you're an adult, you may feel more like you're 3, 4, 5 years old. You may feel more like you're 15 years old. You just, you're going to feel younger. So just imagine yourself at that age and standing in front of you. And what I want you to do is just remind that person that there's nothing wrong with him or her, right? That the person who hurt you is very deeply wounded. And even though what they did wasn't right, and even though it was hurtful, they did it because they have something wrong with them emotionally, and wrong because they have an emotional pain that they don't know what to do with. And it has nothing to do with who you are. It never does, okay? And then I want you to give yourself a hug at whatever age that is, and just keep telling that person that he or she is safe. They are safe and they are loved. And whatever other words you needed to hear that you didn't hear, that would have helped soothe your soul and soothe your heart. So that's what you're going to do for you. And then what you're going to do for the other person or situation or whatever, and it's hard, it's not easy, is you're going to, I imagine that person as a child, or I imagine that person, if they really hurt me and I'm really bad, I imagine them as like a puppy or a little baby duck or a goat or piglet. I love piglets. And I imagine them as that. And then I'm able to hug them and send them love. And I know it doesn't make any sense and it sounds ridiculous and whatever else, but it starts to shift something within you so that you're no longer attached to the situation, so that you are actually letting go of the situation, and you feel stronger and you feel more able to deal with life and what's going on, because you don't have that drain of the resentment, the anger, the hurt, the pain from the other situation. And so now it allows you to take back your power so that you can stand stronger and be more of you, right? And what it does not do is it does not create a situation where the person who hurt you is now made right, and where it's okay that they hurt you. And also, what it allows you to do is to remember who that person is, who their personality is. Okay? So if it's somebody who is abusive and a liar, forgiveness is not going to change that, and you're going to remember that. So if you are stuck in a situation where you can't, what if you have to see them while trying to forgive them and they keep acting the same? Okay, I'll hit on that. Thanks, Goddess. The more often that you, and let me just, I kind of read that fast, so let me come back to that. What she asked was, what if you have to continually see the person who hurt you? And I have that in my life right now. I have that in my life right now. And so it's a continual process, and it's continuing to do that whole process of seeing them in whatever way you can see them, in your mind's eye, when they're not in the room, as that child, or as the bunny, or whatever it is that you need to imagine them as, so that you can send them love. And the more often that you can do that, Again, even if you're seeing them in person a lot, you're shifting within you. You're shifting the power back to you. So it does get easier, and you do get to the point to where you're less triggered, and it's like, oh yeah, he's just an asshole, and he's gonna come in and he's gonna lie to me, and he's gonna lie to my kids, and he's just gonna continue to hurt everybody and hurt everybody and hurt everybody. So what can I do in the case of, like, if it's your kids, what can I do to protect them? What can I do to keep them safe? What can I teach them? Right? And that helps a lot. It's not going to be an overnight thing. I wish I could say it was, but it's not going to be an overnight thing. And so, and again, it's just a continuance of remembering that this person, whoever it is, has issues. They have pain. They don't know how to solve it. They don't know how to get out of it. So, I mean, think about when you don't feel good, right? When you have pain, if your arm hurts, your leg hurts, or whatever, or your stomach is upset, you don't act, from your highest, self. You act as best as you can in the moment, but it's still, you're not as patient, you're not as kind, you're not as good-hearted as you would normally be. Hey, Synergy. And so, you got to remember that these people are not acting from their heart the way they would if they weren't so wounded. So if it's a case where you can't get this person out of your life, it takes a lot. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It takes a lot of work. It also, something else that you can do is write. You can write a letter to yourself. You can write a letter to the other person and say the stuff that you really want to say. And you can turn around and say, look, I'm sorry that you are in pain. I really am. But I am no longer going to let you hurt me anymore. And you may not be able to say it out loud. You write it down. These are just all tools for shifting the mindset. It really is. You're shifting the mindset so that you can let go and so that you can move forward in your life, even if you have to see the people who hurt you over and over and over again. So back to theme of the week is letting go, and forgiveness, though, is what's in your favor. So the energy of the week is going to make it easier to let go. Thanks for the hearts. Wait, I gotta take a sip of coffee. Normally I love the abundance card. This week abundance, though, is coming up in the oh boy, I didn't have my little magic drink this morning yet. Abundance is showing up as the challenging energy this week. And so what they're saying to me is that the abundance and challenge, it's going to be in two ways, okay? So we're going to have an abundance of situations where we need to let go and forgive. And it's not only people, it is situations, okay? There is going to be an abundance of that this week. And frankly, that sucks. But also, to just add for it, for some of you, and not everybody, abundance is going to be, financial abundance is going to be a little bit of a challenge. So, but before I get into that, because I don't want to leave you guys into fear, what I do want to say is your ahas are going to come up in manifestation, your ability to manifest, okay? So now, let me go back into abundance. So abundance, you're going to have an abundance, like I said, of situations that you have to let go of. And you're going to have some challenges with cash. Now, the bottom line is Mercury retrograde at its best. Amen. So So the bottom line is, though, because you have the power of manifestation, because you are God, because you are the God that you are, I'm going to remind you to do that exercise. And you know what? They're reminding me, I was remiss in saying when I was talking about forgiveness, the more you connect to the God that you are, the God within you, the easier it is for you to smooth out the energy of those situations so that you can react more consciously and act more consciously and remember all the tools that you have in your toolbox that can change things. So just remember, I close my eyes and I do it out loud, and you got to do how it works for you. I find by speaking the words, by saying them out loud, it has more power. So close your eyes. I call on the power of the God I am. I call on the power of the God I am. I call on the power of the God I am. I activate the power of the God I am. I activate the power of the God I am. I activate the power of the God I am. And I align with the power of the God I am. I align with the power of the God I am. I align with the power of the God I am. There we go. Now, for some of you, it might work better, especially in the situations of forgiveness, where you connect and you say, I call on the power of the love I am. I call on the power of the love I am. I call on the power of the love I am. I activate the power of the love I am. I activate the power of the love I am. I activate the power of the love I am. I align with the power of the love I am. I align with the power of the love I am. I align with the power of the love I am. Now, do you feel how when those two come together, how much more deeply and fully it integrates? Right? So even if your head doesn't believe it, there's a physical change in your energy and in your body that is undeniable. It's really undeniable. And I'll do it throughout the day, especially when I'm feeling like crap. But if you work with that energy, and then you put out your requests and your manifestation to the universe, it helps a lot. So this week is all about, it's letting go. And you're being supported by the power of forgiveness. The challenge is you're going to have to do that a lot. And the ahas, though, are that you have the power and the ability to create the change this week and to invite in the energies that you need to invite in and to create the situations that you need to create. And the more that you remember that you do have the power of God within you, or the power of love, or the power of source, or creator, or creatrix, or whatever word you need to use so that you can connect to that divinity within you, then the more ease that you'll have in creating the changes. And I don't ever want to say that it's going to be easy and simple, because we're still dealing with, shifting the mindset. And many of us can be really, really stubborn, including the puppy. And so it does take time. So please be kind to yourself. Please be forgiving of yourself that, things don't happen instantly all the time, okay? So that's really, really important. So one more time, the theme of the week is letting go. The energy supporting you is the ability to forgive. The energy that is challenging you is that there's going to be an abundance of situations that need forgiveness. And then again, your ahas are going to come into those moments of knowing that you can manifest and actually manifest more supportive situations, environments, people, resources, and all of that yummy good stuff. So with that, I just want to remind you that I am Robin Link. You can find me at my website, www.robinlink.com. Linke is how you spell my last name. Couple different things. Spiritual Perfectionists Anonymous. Check us out on Facebook. We are a free group where we're a community of like-minded people who are just helping each other to feel better, be happy, get through these perfectionist tendencies that we all have. Thank you guys. Thank you. I love Periscope because you guys can answer and there's hearts and talk and ask questions. It's so much fun. And so with that, I'm just gonna go since the dog is barking like crazy. Bye, everybody. See you next week. Angel. Shh. Shh.